tell you guys out there, please make sure that you are on top of what's going on in your child's life at home and at school. Do not ever let that school dictate things that is going on, because at the end of the day, we did not receive a call. And if you called me, you need to follow up. I'm talking about if you call me in the morning and I didn't answer, which I didn't receive that, I didn't see it on any
They
of my,
also usually leave a message.
and they usually leave a message. So at the end of the day, I should not be in the dark about what happened to my child when it comes to her getting slapped. Because if I come up to that school, it's going to be World War III. I'm sorry, it is. What's going on, fellas? I have a special guest with me today. This is my daughter, Jordan. And on top of that, if you are finding my channel for the very first time, I am your host, Dutch the Creator, and this is Dutch Talk Fatherhood, as I will be having a candid conversation with my daughter. And if you guys didn't see this other video that we did, that was pretty good, wasn't it? It was pretty good. She is a natural here on this screen. But we did a video about, us, coping with me and her mother getting a divorce in 2023. And I am going to have that video down in the description box so you guys can see how she does. Divorce is, it's hard on everybody, right? It is hard on everybody. And right now, I see her half the time, and she goes to school while living with her mother. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. She had an incident last week to where I'm going to let her explain what happened with this young boy smacking her. And it's going to have a lot of you guys out there a little angry, as I was angry. But as fathers, and especially black fathers, we have to handle these situations with decorum. We have to handle these situations as men and not just go off the rails and go up to the school and do this, do that, do that. Sometimes things can, resolve themselves with a simple conversation. But I'm going to allow my daughter to, break down what happened to her at school in detail. And then we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to let you guys know exactly how me and my daughter handled it. So, what happened with this boy in school?
So we were in art class, right? And this isn't the first time that he's hit me before. And I've told my teacher, and she's done something about it. And it's not the first. I'm not the only person he's hit before. He's hit a lot of my friends. He's hit most of the people in my grade. And he's also gotten in a fight with a third grader.
Wow, and you're in fifth grade. And she's about to graduate and go to sixth grade on the 13th of June. I'm going to be there being a proud dad because I am the best dad ever here. I'm the best dad ever. Yes. Thank you. But continue your story.
It wasn't a physical fight. It was just like he was pushing around with him. And so we were both putting these photos away that we have in art class. And he started just pushing me around, and I pushed him back because, no.
Yeah, you're protecting yourself. Yeah, okay. Like I always teach you. What I say? Look, self-defense is everything.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And then once I pushed him back, he retaliated by slapping me in the face. And note, nobody witnessed this. Nobody, to my eyes, nobody witnessed it because we were the only two back there. So then I called him over here to tell him that I'm going to tell the teacher and that he needs to stop hitting me. And the first time he kicked me, and I just let that slide because it was nothing involving my face. And I told Miss Williams, this other teacher, because she had saw it, And
Now she's seen the kick, but didn't see the slap.
so the kick was like 2 days ago,
Okay.
and
Okay.
the slap was on
That day.
yeah that
Okay.
day. And I told Miss Barboza because Miss Towner, my art teacher, she was going to she was telling Miss Barboza that we kept pushing around. She
Mm-hmm.
didn't see a slap at all.
Okay.
And when my teacher Miss Barboza, when she found out that he slapped me in the face, because that day he had hit another kid too, one of my friends, Muhammad, and so he got sent to the office, and I was already in the office.
Okay. And what did the principal or what did you?
Principal assistant.
It was the assistant principal. What did you feel happened when they went to the office?
Not. It wasn't. They didn't barely do nothing because they just gave him lunch detention and recess detention, and I don't think that's enough. Because if you're just taking his lunch and recess detention, he's mainly not in lunch at all. He's mainly just with a teacher at lunch, so that's really nothing. In recess, he doesn't really do nothing. Just walk around and be mean to people.
Okay.
And just taking his learning away and letting him learn in like in the office isn't that
It's not doing anything.
Yes.
But that was from your perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna continue the story, you guys. Now, I get a text from her mother, my ex-wife, and she said, I'm about to call you Duchess. That's my other daughter, you guys. Duchess. She's in the next room. She's too old to be with her daddy right now. But anyway, she said Jordan, has been going through some things with this little boy at school, and he actually slapped her today. Now she asked me, can you go up there or call? And I told her, I'm right on it. So the next morning, I called and talked to the principal, Mr. Conway. So I talked to Mr. Conway, and Mr. Conway expressed to me that he tried to call me, which I didn't. I didn't see the call, but he said he was gonna, give me a call back, but I beat him to it. But I let him know, at the end of the day, this is unacceptable, and this will not be acceptable by me or my ex-wife. And what are you guys gonna do about this? He strictly let me know that this boy has been suspended outside of school. Now, I let him know that, these kids, especially girls, have been going through these situations with this little boy before. And I tell you guys out there, please make sure that you are on top of what's going on in your child's life at home and at school. Do not ever let that school dictate things that is going on, because at the end of the day, we did not receive a call. And if you called me, you need to follow up. I'm talking about if you called me in the morning and I didn't answer, which I didn't receive that, I didn't see it on any
They
of my.
also usually leave a message.
And they usually leave a message. So at the end of the day, I should not be in the dark about what happened to my child when it comes to her getting slapped. Because if I come up to that school, it's going to be World War III. I'm sorry. It is. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, she knows me and I know myself. But I had a great conversation with the principal. He now knows who I am. He now knows he can call me. And he said, this is unacceptable. That little boy, and let's talk about the little boy. I don't know if he got a daddy in the house, but at the end of the day, wherever he comes from, he has a problem and he's going to be a delinquent. And at the end of the day, I tell my daughter, protect herself. But I also let her know, do not put your hands on a man. If he says something to you, make sure you come get me, your uncles, anybody. Don't I tell you that?
Yes.
The thing is, but I tell her, if you are in a situation where Ain't no way you can walk away. Ain't no way you can run. Ain't no way you can handle your business. Stand on business. And she did. And I commend you for that. And I'm proud of her for that. At the end of the day, that conversation was a great conversation. And I let him know that you can call me at any time. So, fathers, I know you want to react, but you have to understand that you don't want to embarrass your child going up to the school and acting like a nigga, because the nigga could have came out, but he didn't. At the end of the day, back in the day before I had children, my temper was right here. Anything happened with my little brother, my mother, I'm going off. But this is my child, and this is her last day in last year in elementary school, and I don't want to embarrass her. But I did make it clear to this man that told me he has children and he understands. I don't want to call where I don't know anything. You know what I mean? I had a situation with your sister long time ago. Not a long time ago, yeah, about 5 years ago. And they told me on the phone that my daughter had sent some, let's just say, inappropriate pictures. And me, I'm like, oh no, I know I teach my daughters better than that. But they're telling me that they know this information. They know this is to be true. And then when I get up at the school, my daughter Duchess came running to my arms like, I did not do this. I'm sorry that you're going through this. But I said, look, even if she did, I'm still gonna be there for her. I'm still not gonna just go and at the end of the day, it's for a reason if she did. I have to talk to her a little bit more. But at the end of the day, she did not. When I got up there, they said, "Oh no, it wasn't that." And I'm like, "Why would you tell a father that on some definitive level? Like I'm going up to the school thinking that she sent some inappropriate pictures to a little boy." So the thing is, I went up there and I told those administrators, I am very active in their lives. I'm very active in their school lives. I went to all of their little field trips. I'm a chaperone. I'm that dad because I am the best dad ever. And I let this principal know that. As far as this little boy goes, the thing is, he only got 1 day suspension. She found out. But tell them what your principal came to you to say after, because I told her the previous night I was either going to come up there or call. But your principal said what to you after I got off the phone with him?
So he pulled me out of the class and he let me know that you had called and that Taiwan the boy has been has been suspended for. I can't tell you all of that, but he will know, and it's not acceptable. And I did call your dad. I don't know if he did, but
He didn't call me. He
they
probably thought he called me or was planning to call me, but he didn't call me. But go ahead. But
and
he talked to me that day though.
and told me that that's unacceptable and it should not happen again.
All right. And the thing is, guys, as a man, as a father, I don't want my daughter getting hit by anybody, especially a boy. Um, you guys are 11, 12 years old,
Yeah.
and I don't want to put my hands on no little dude. You know what I mean? But if I would have seen that, um, his family probably would have been planning a funeral. You know what I mean? If I would have seen it, you know. But anyway, yes, he probably would have been in the ground. But anyway, I just wanted to get up here and let you guys know how me and my daughter handled that situation, because we as fathers, we go through a lot of ups and downs and scenarios, man. Look, I'm 30 minutes away from them. Even if he called me, I still had 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes to get there with traffic. And, that's the complexities that we talk about on this channel. I talk about times where I was married, and if I was in the house and they would have called me, and it would have been done. 5 minutes to your school, not even that.
1 minute.
1 minute. I would have been up there. But these are the complexities that we have to go through, being divorced men. Because if you guys look on my channel description, I talk about the times that I was married, and I talk about the times that I um, am divorced. And I think that gives a little bit of expertise in that area for, you guys. But I'm sure you guys have handled situations like this. Go in the comment section. Let me know how you guys handled situations with your daughters, your sons, so forth and so on at school, or, what have you. The thing is, man, we're fathers, and we're here to not only teach our daughters and sons how to act, but we're here to make sure that we react in a proper manner. Do you want to say anything before this video ends?
And he has also pulled my ponytail. My beloved ponytail.
Okay.
And he tried to hurt my edges too.
And her edges, she's on her edges right now. Her edges are edging. Um, but shout out to her for handling the situation the way it's supposed to be. And some videos just popped up here on the screen to get more in depth in our channel. Matter of fact, I'm just going to put this one video up here where me and her are talking, so you guys can get a little bit more in depth in our dynamic. That's all I got. And like I said, if you guys are finding my channel for the very first time and you enjoy content like this, please make sure that you subscribe, share this video. Somebody else may need to hear this story, and that will help it. But look at this video right here, you guys, of me and Jordan talking about post-divorce. And on top of that, you guys always love your children and guide them well. I'm out. Peace. Let's go. Say bye.
Bye.
Peace out. Y'all be safe. Love your kids. We out.